Hey everybody, before we get started, I want to get a few things out of the way. If you are interested in seeing my good friend Leonard Feingold with the Spasmatics, they'll be at Stars in Vacaville on Friday, February 5th, and Feather Falls in Oroville on Saturday, February 6th. For all other dates and info, go to my website, jeffkalmbach.com. That's JEFFKALMBACH.com. I'm also at Jeff Kalmbach on Twitter and at Jamback, Jambac, on Instagram. You can also find today's guest, comedian Brian Crow, at Spice Monkey Restaurant in Oakland on February 27th. Like the show? Find us on Facebook.com/TSFnS. That's our page. Please like it. And also leave comments and complaints and suggestions for future songs that you'd like to hear us do. Or complaints. Tell us how much you hate me. I'll totally read that on the show. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasting stuff. Got himself a guitar. Used to play it every night. Now he's in a rock and roll outfit. And everything's all right. We listened to Bad Company's Shooting Star today. This song fucking sucks.
Welcome to This Song Fucking Sucks.
See, this is good because you did it for me. I like that. That's going to be our... And what he said... I'm Jeff. This is Brian Crow is my guest today on This Song Fucking Sucks.
Hey, kids. And by the way, this song does fucking suck, and we're going to prove it to you.
Oh, good. Today we're going to talk about Bad Company and...
Fuck them. Oh,
yes.
Sorry. Early.
Yeah, we're not there yet, bro. Shooting Star. It's one of my favorite songs to not like for eons.
No, I've always... I'm kind of similar to you. I sort of have a love-hate relationship with that song because on the one hand, there's something about it that's really very sing-songy and it's hooky, but if you really listen to it, excuse me, where's the Xanax? Where's the Prozac? Where should I let me hang my dreams at the door because Bad Company just fucked me in the ass. Yeah.
And they forgot the lube.
Exactly.
It's interesting because it's like, we're rock guys. Oh, I should probably explain who you are. Let's do that first. For those who don't know, I'm sure everyone listening to this is coming from your fandom. No one knows who the fuck I am. But
it's okay. They don't know. Even people that know me don't know who I am.
So Brian is a talented guitarist and a comedian and a host and all these things. So he may just take over. He already took over the sign-in, so I'm cool with that.
Yes. This is no longer Jeff's show, it's mine. I will change my name to Jeff, but I will spell it differently, using umlauts and Arabic figures, and now I'll be confused with being a member of ISIS. But I'm not dropping bombs. I'm simply making musical criticisms.
Yes.
So yeah,
truth bombs.
No, so it's now musical terrorism. That's what this is.
Oh,
this show is about musical terrorism.
That's
absolutely.
That's sweet. Keep that. We're gonna go with that. Back to the we're rock guys, right?
Yep.
And so this is it's a rock band. That's good. We like those things. It's at least it's not like some kind of EDM thing. It's we can complain about that. It's like no, they're kind of trying to, in a way, do the Lord's work. There's guitars. There's things about it that it's like that do not offend me.
I mean, there's a great. I mean, it's a very solid classic rock and roll band and a solid classic rock and roll song. But in some ways, you could almost look at it as being really early kind of emo music because the story is fucking depressing.
It definitely is.
This is like. Oh, I would love to be in a band and I would love to be a star. And oh, if you do this, you're messed up.
You're going to die, kids.
Yeah, I mean it's all about how I mean it's not it's got a history. Let's face it. People that are superstars do make bad choices, and things go on, and you may end up drinking too much, or smoking too much, or shooting anything, or so there's all that. But it's, I guess one could say that it's a cautionary tale,
which is, I think, what they're going for.
But here's the thing,
right?
They were telling a cautionary tale before that shit happened. Right. Think about it. What we were looking it up. The song came out in '75. That's kind of early on in the classic rock and roll game. So, what were they just projecting?
Well, we had already had Hendrix.
Sure, Hendrix and Joplin and Jim Morrison.
So,
but yeah, no, I mean, my biggest thing, I mean, as we were listening to this song, the first note that I kind of wrote down was just kill yourself. I was like,
that's great.
That's it. Just, it's all going to suck. It's just, you go into music and it's just fucking kill yourself.
I can't argue with
But there, again, because it's a cautionary tale, there's also my thought is, well, don't fuck it up. And there is that. I mean, let's face it. So here's Johnny. Oh, by the way, here's another note. So why is it that every fictional rock and roll character is named Johnny?
Johnny. God damn it. I get so pissed off at that, especially this one. Like, seriously, Johnny, that's the best you can fucking do. Johnny. Oh, Johnny. Fuck you, Johnny.
Find me a Cedric, I mean, just, something unique.
That big rock star Walter.
Right. Johnny, that's it. That's
Johnny, come on. Yeah, my biggest issue with this song is mostly just lyrical and content stuff. I mean, musically, I have some issues, but they're not big enough to really make a big deal about. I will complain about them and make a note to them, but lyrically, it's just a goddamn abortion.
Totally,
just like it is the art of not fucking trying.
Yep,
which is really a big Paul Rodgers thing. And I'm sure later on the podcast we'll get to some other numbers where it's just like, God damn you, why don't you fucking take 2 seconds with a thesaurus and come up with a better word?
Right. Because he was too busy getting a tan.
Look like a baked potato.
Paul Rodgers, I refer to him as rock and roll's George Hamilton.
George Hamilton?
No, the last time I saw a Skin That Orange, it was on an orange.
That's making me hungry.
No, I mean, here's my other thing. I mean, the whole chorus. Don't you know you are a shooting star?
Maybe you do. Maybe you don't.
If he did, don't you think he might have gone, oh shit, I'm a shooting star. I'll do something different. Yeah. Well, of course he doesn't fucking know. That's a dumb question. That's like...
it is a dumb question. It's a point, like, there's no answer to it. There's no reason in asking. That's the thing. That's a huge, huge bad lyric thing, is we're saying this thing that has nothing to do with the story. It doesn't have any consequence to it. Don't you know that you're a shooting star? No, you don't? Okay. Whatever. Who gives a shit?
Sorry, you didn't figure it out, but we did after record sales. It's really a moronic question. Don't you know you're a shooting star? So you're asking somebody who's actually in the throes of massive fame and clearly mental and physical self-abuse, as if they've got a level of self-awareness. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and, I don't know, ask Deepak Chopra if he knows that he's a vegan. Just what? Just no.
Do you know that you're a vegan? You do? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Song's over.
See? It's just.
We didn't get past first chorus.
Nope.
And then all the world will love you just as long as you are.
Well, no, that was the other. All right. So wait, where's my note on that? Because I had something on that too, because actually, to an extent, I will actually give Paul Rodgers credit here in that it's almost sort of foretelling a certain amount of like the pop culture that we've got and the reality TV. Take the Kardashians as an example, where the world will only love you if you're that shooting star.
Right.
But there's nothing beneath that. That's all surface. The world will love you if what you are is a bright, shining light shooting across the sky. Let's not talk about who you really are. Is there any subtext? Is there any depth to who you are? Well, the world apparently doesn't care about that. And that's actually kind of been proven to be true.
Definitely.
So I actually give that a little bit of credit. But how depressing is that? And then you go, oh, well, go ahead and kill yourself. So.
And I think the other thing that comes from that is the idea that, a shooting star is, has no longevity, right? Which obviously a purposeful metaphor in the song that, you're this thing, this bright, shining thing that's short, it's just across the sky and it's over. But, and then he's saying the world will love you as long as you're shooting across. And then when that's over, they don't give a fuck about you. And I don't think that was his intent. As true as it may be.
Actually, I do think it was his intent.
You think?
Yeah, no, I really do. I think that was part of the point. And if anything, the idea being that it fed into why Johnny, who couldn't have Cedric, we'll call him Cedric. Fuck Johnny.
Fuck you, Johnny.
Yeah, fuck you, man. I'm not doing it for Johnny. I don't care about the outsiders. Anyway, no, I think that was part of the point was, you know what? Part of the reason that even though he ascended to those whatever heights he achieved within the song, he only mattered as long as he was that great.
Right.
And as soon as that fell apart, he was like, yeah, I mean, which is part of why he ended up in a fucking hotel with a bottle of whiskey and pills. And by the way, I'm really upset that what kind of pills? Because there's a lot of options out there.
Sleeping tablets.
Sleeping
tablets. So
yeah, look, what? Motrin PM?
Did they have those in 1975?
I'm not telling.
Get on that.
Yeah. I think the song could have come with a prescription.
Did they have somas back then? I guess not. No, I don't think so.
I don't know what they had, but they certainly were for Johnny.
Thank God for that. Here's the thing, too, is I'm kind of wondering, to play devil's advocate, is there's also that thing where, well, when you die, you become this immortalized person. That's happened to all those greats. The Hendrix,
martyrdom.
The martyrdom, the rock and roll martyrdom, that's kind of taken someone who is pretty big and turned them into, they're spectacular and they're, above reproach.
They're great because they're dead.
Yeah.
And why can't we have that with Justin Bieber?
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is if he just kind of fizzled out, then it'll just be like, oh, God, what else? Hey, how about this?
Yes?
I'm going to start, looking at some of these lyrics that I hate.
Okay.
I fucking hate them. Okay, first of all, Johnny was a schoolboy when he heard his first Beatles song. Love Me Do, I think it was. Yes.
No, in fact, I had a note about that.
Of course.
So my whole thing is, really, Johnny died because of Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan killed Johnny.
Oh, that's
because
good.
Ed Sullivan put the Beatles on his show. They played Love Me Do. Johnny fell in love with it, became a rock star, and died of an overdose and committed suicide. So I guess the message of this song really is fuck Ed Sullivan.
What's the statute of limitations? Could Mama, who comes in later in the show, in the song, could Mama sue him? And here's the thing. He goes, Love Me Do, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, are you not sure? Why don't you do some fucking research? What if it was Please Please Me? Right? What if it was Twist and Shout? I think it could have been Love Me Do. I'm not sure. And it's like, of course, this is all just like, it fits in the words.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Just like, fuck you.
Yeah, commit to the narrative.
Commit.
Yeah, if you're going to tell a story, don't say, well, it might have been this song. You know what? It might have been something else, too.
It could have been the Dave Clark 5.
That's
right.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I say get your fucking researchers on it, Paul Rogers. You lazy dick.
There you are blaming it on the Beatles, you prick, and it could have been somebody else completely.
Absolutely. It could have been the Yardbirds. I don't know.
Could have been Topo Gigio.
Oh yeah. And Johnny turned into a puppeteer.
Yes, exactly.
And he's still alive today doing puppet shows at community theaters all around the Berkshires.
See, exactly. And so not only did he not die, he turned into a puppeteer and is entertaining children, and you had to like blame it on John, Paul, George, and Ringo. You dick.
Like, they don't have enough hanging over their heads.
Exactly.
You cocksucker.
Well, actually, most of them don't have anything hanging over their heads, because there's Paul, and he's, a saint, and Ringo he doesn't care, and, well, the other two, they're dead.
Yeah.
So
they got a stone hanging over their head. Yeah. So there's that.
And his name is Mick.
Hi-oh. But from there, it didn't take him long. That's just such a throwaway line. See, from there, it didn't take him long.
Well, here's my biggest thing. I mean, number one, back in the day, in that time, maybe it didn't take him long. But on the other hand, once again, fuck you, Paul Rogers, because the rest of us, it's taken us a long time. So go ahead and tell us how great it was back in your day, where all you had to do was show up, have your guitar in tune, and there was chicks and alcohol and blow and record deals and tours. Yeah. And the rest of us now have to like suffer and work through it. So fuck you, and it didn't take too long.
Thank you. I like that. That was good. That was a great rant. Keep that one. And it had nothing to do with the reality of that. It was just that again, those words, they go there.
Yes,
they go
exactly.
There.
Well, it didn't take too long. Neither did writing that lyric.
No, it didn't.
Asshole.
It's all about being just as like vague as possible. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it could have been, from there, it didn't take him long to have a very satisfying bowel movement. It doesn't specify. From there, it didn't take him long to darn his socks. I mean, it could be anything. He doesn't really specify. I mean,
it didn't take too long. What are you? Are you saying that Johnny was a rock star, but he came too quick? What?
Exactly. He could have been. It didn't say anything about Rockstar at this point. If we really took the narrative as it came, not knowing what was coming down the line for the rest of the song, you heard the song, let me do. He beat off. It took him half a minute, and everyone was happy. I think that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then he got himself a guitar, used to play every night. All right, whatever, fine. Now he's in a rock and roll outfit. I love this line. Rock and roll outfit. So, of course he means a band, as the rest of the fucking world would call it. But I'm thinking I hear rock and roll outfit, like, is he wearing like the schoolboy outfit, like Angus?
Exactly.
Young? Or like a sequin jumpsuit?
I was like, what? Prince wore a great purple rock and roll outfit.
That was a rock and roll outfit.
Yeah.
Assless chaps.
Very Judas Priest.
There you go.
Elvis Presley had multiple rock and roll outfits. Yeah, I'm in a rock and roll outfit. I'm in an outfit. That's great.
It's a leotard.
No, because, if I say like a band, you might like think something weird, like maybe it's totally weird. The outfit it's a bit more sophisticated, so I'll say it's an outfit.
So Paul Rogers, the band was British, right?
I think so.
But wasn't he like American and came over, one of those guys?
I'll be told. I have no. I always assumed that he was. I always assumed that he was British. Could be totally wrong. And actually, and at this point, if he wasn't British, we should send him there.
Yeah,
would
I think
be my thought. Is like, you fucking take him, right? No, you can have him.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
And
he's
actually,
English.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah, but you figure if he was native English, he would be, I don't know, poetic or something.
Right? He's one of the least poetic Brits in rock and roll history. I mean, you take a guy like Freddie Mercury. That guy, he wrote lyrics that, look, I'm not gay. I would fuck Freddie Mercury. That's his.
And you're correct too. And many did. And you see, I have my multiple shrines to Freddie throughout the home, so
No,
you're in a safe place.
No, I think that's that place where you go, well, look, all right, well, it's Freddie, so yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's worth the risk.
Yeah.
That's the which almost guarantee back then, but whatever.
Well, it's nice to have something with a guarantee, because most record labels don't have that, so at least you got it from Freddie. And yes.
Oh boy. Yeah. So, and maybe he's wearing the Freddie leotard from the early days where it's got the whole chest cut out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's another rock and roll outfit I picture him in. Yeah, he looks like Bob Dylan in this picture on Wiki.
No, you're right. Don't you know that you are a shooting star?
If only Bob Dylan still sounded like that, too. He's just like, get off my lawn, you fucking kids.
Bob Dylan sounds like this. Claire!
I paid $200 for this?
I have a bit about that, but more on that on Friday. Anyway.
Okay. So, and everything's all right. Everything's all right.
Right. Yeah.
Yay! Happy we got through the first verse. We feel good about ourselves. Don't you know? Don't you?
Don't you? Yeah.
Don't you?
Apparently not.
I guess. Everything's okay. Okay. You're okay. I'm okay. You're okay? Okay.
No. And you know what else? I think it's completely rude and disrespectful.
Yes.
Johnny became a rock star in a rock and roll outfit.
Right.
Who else was in his band? Those guys must have been pretty fucking good.
I hope so.
They became stars along with him. Who the hell are they?
And they don't talk about the reunion tour where they get some asshole to play instead of him.
Like Paul Rogers.
Yes.
Hello.
That's right. Full circle.
So really, this is actually a song about Freddie Mercury, and though he just didn't know when he wrote it. But still, there's no mention of the band. Because there's a guitar player and a bass player and a drummer, potentially a keyboard player, and let's face it, girls on knees, and they definitely play a role. And no mention of that. It's just about Johnny.
It's just about Johnny. Fucking Johnny. And Johnny, what he told his mama. Listen, mama, I'm hitting it big, so fuck off.
Right.
That's the second verse.
That's the other thing. Why is it that always, if you're... I don't know, you're going to go be an artist or a musician, you have to tell your mama. What about your dad? What's he doing? What, you don't fucking care about him too? You think maybe he doesn't care? No, I'm only telling mom, dad, well, it's nice to see you. Fuck that. How about dad? I told my daddy something, yeah. No, the only time that it's about daddy is when it's a girl and she's been hurt and abused, and either she's been hurt and abused by daddy or needs rescuing by daddy, but nobody ever just goes to daddy and goes, by the way, I thought I'd tell you what I'm doing with my life because I know that you're part of it and I love you and I want you to know who I am. No, let's not do that.
Yeah, rock and roll is about making dad mad.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. And as a father, I can attest to that.
My dad was always cool with it. He would drive me to rehearsal. So he would take me to get guitars. So I guess not in my case. But
well, no, actually, the interesting...
Maybe that's why I'm not more successful.
My dad would drive me to rehearsal, but he would never pick me up. It always struck me as odd.
And then, and maybe that's what happened in the song. Maybe dad just skipped town.
Yeah, exactly. But at least put it in the lyric.
Yeah.
I told mama because I don't like have a line.
He's in prison.
Dad was in prison, taking up the ass today.
See, that's more intriguing song already. I'm hooked. I want to know more.
He said he didn't wanna, but it turned out he was gay. Anyway.
It tells a story.
And now I'm in Steel Panther. Anyway.
And there you go. Going to hit the big time. And that's the thing. It's like, he's saying it like he's like going to start a paper route. Like, I'm going to go hit the big time. So I'll see you later. Maybe I'll see you in Thanksgiving or whatever. I've got to.
Well, I look at it too. Part of me looks at it and goes, you know what? There's a little bit of like denial about, only at least dealing with the industry today. On the other hand, it's really a self-affirmation. If you think about it, what he's saying is, I'm rooted within myself, and I am me, and I am Johnny. And so, Mama, I'm going to go hit the big time because that's who I am. And that is what I'm doing. And so if I believe, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
yes.
He read The Secret.
Yes, right.
He made his board, whatever that fucking thing is.
Yes.
He made his wish board, and it said it had star. It's a shooting star wish board.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a shooting star, so I'm going to go do this, and I'll see you later.
But to me, then part of the big thing is, all right, so you're willing to say, I'm going to go hit the big time.
Right.
Then couldn't you have projected forward and going, oh, wait a minute. I can do the thing where I don't end up dying sad and alone with pills in a hotel room. Apparently there's no long-term prediction.
There's a conflict of, don't you know that you're a shooting star? Well, but that's kind of making it seem as though he's not sure. He doesn't know. He's unaware. But then he goes, oh, I'm going to go be a star and everything will be all right. Don't you know? And it's like, which is it? Make up your mind.
Exactly.
Again,
either have a sense of yourself or don't, but make up your fucking mind already.
That's right. God damn it, Paul Rogers. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's really isn't this what this is all about? Is fuck you, Paul Rogers.
Absolutely. We covered this already. That as long as the world will love you just as long as you are. And I wrote, so when you aren't, the world will be all fuck off, dude.
Right, exactly.
Which we covered already, but I like how I wrote it. Like, fuck off, dude. I'm not a shooting star anymore. I don't care.
We have a fire extinguisher on your bullshit.
And then we get to the next verse, right? Johnny made a record, went straight up to number 1. I like how in one line he's able to just take what is basically the culmination of all this effort for normal human beings. Just made a record. It went to number 1. Everyone. That's it. That's all. No.
Well, on the one hand, I totally agree. On the other hand, at the time in 75, it kind of was that to an extent, where you could put out a record and it could actually go to number 1. But therein lies the phrase, here today, gone later today.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So, yeah, it went to number 1 and then it was who? What? Yeah.
Who's this Johnny?
Right. It's another Johnny, which is what all the hookers say.
Hey. Hi-yo! Watching the world go by, surprising it goes so fast. Just throw away lines in the middle. Lines
exactly.
Just filling up space.
It's like you could see him. He was he went to the library and found a really old librarian and just said, could you give me some really cliche phrases about how things slip by? And she goes, oh, what's your name? Paul. Oh, Paul? It goes by so fast. Like my bowels. Shit like that.
Yeah,
it's like her bowels.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Yeah, right?
Okay. I see.
There's nothing insightful or unique about that. It's I just needed something that sounded like shit you've heard before, but it goes by quick enough in the song, and we're gonna get to the chorus in a moment, so you forget.
And in a song,
don't you know I'm a fucking repetitive person? Anyway.
See, that's one of the other segments of the show. You keep busting into it, and I love it, is that I also like to rewrite some of the lyrics. So continue that. Please continue that. By the way, the song, I also, we could also call it Shitting Star. I'm a big fan of that, right? Because, yeah.
It's like about a guy on a colon cleanse.
That's right. Don't people get really backed up when they do a bunch of blow? And it's like, hey, I've been doing all these drugs. I'm all backed up. But,
I was bunched up. Been eating too much red meat, not enough fiber, don't want to go out and meet. So now I'm in the bathroom, waiting for the fiber to work. Don't know if I'm gonna shit or just gonna jerk. Don't you know?
It's a fucking hit. And then we get to the last line of third verse. Johnny looked around him and said, well, I made the big time at last. Says no one ever, right? No one goes around, oh, I'm done here. My life is complete.
Exactly. Hey, I made the big time. Well, I'd like to go back to the gas station now. I'm tired of being happy. All the money and the chicks and the booze and enough of that. I'd like to go back someplace. If I could just find a way to be miserable for just a while. Well, that makes me feel okay. I don't think so.
That whole life is not the goal, it's the journey. It's like, no, it was the goal.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah.
Yay! Let's take a picture. Okay, we can start walking back now. And again, that is opposite to the chorus of But don't you know that you're...
Well,
yes,
see,
apparently he does, because he said, we've done it. Notice how Paul Rogers sounds like Kermit the Frog in this song?
Oh my God.
Especially in the beginning. I would like to hear him...
Wait a minute.
I'd like to hear him sing Rainbow Connection.
Wait a minute.
That's like been a thing for me. Or It's Not Easy Being Green. He can sing that too.
Right.
The Muppets have not been the same since Jim Henson died. It's done a lot of weird
Actually,
things.
have you seen the new Muppet?
I have not.
Oh my God, it's really good.
Is it really?
It's really good.
It's one of those things that's so holy to me. I'm like afraid that, don't ruin my...
Well, here's the whole thing. It's grown up. It's an adult show now, because they're actually they're doing it. They're doing it for us. They're not doing it for the kids,
right?
At all. Like at all. It's the kind of thing, like, if I had young kids, I'd be going, no, you can watch reruns of Sesame Street. You know what you can't watch? The new Muppet Show.
Sweet.
Kermit and Piggy arguing over relationship stuff and who they're sleeping with and stuff. Oh yeah. It's
weird.
Kermit's new girlfriend that is just a different pig.
Of course. He has a type.
And he says it.
There you go.
It's awesome.
I'm going to have to get on that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
God, and this song is so long. It's over 6 minutes. Can you believe that shit?
Well, it actually...
feels like a month.
It does. But the other thing, which also doesn't make any sense, because a shooting star... it really is buying a flash, but we just thought we'd drag it out for a while. We'd like to drag it out for a bit,
You know what? They could have picked it up a couple of BPM.
Yeah. It's
pretty slow.
But you also think back in 75, did anybody know what BPM was? They were probably going, isn't that a gas station BP? Isn't that...
Yeah. I mean... in the very least, like in the mastering, just kind of speed it up a little bit, make it a little poppier, give it some fucking sparkle. It's just like, oh my God, will it ever end?
We're actually really happy at this point that Johnny's dead, because then the song's over.
Oh, but after he dies, half the song's left, and it's just, Paul going,
oh no, well, nah, yeah, exactly. So what, we're all supposed to be... That's the other thing that I found interesting about this song, was that it's a very depressing song that, for the verses, written in a major key.
Yeah,
this is the happiest song. That's
a good point.
Guy who's
very majory sounding.
It's totally.
It's a mixo thing. I think it's like a 1/4 flat 7. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
get back to me on that, listeners.
Yes,
but something like that.
But it's certainly not a Black Sabbath song. It's definitely not a deep dark minor key. There's an up kind of vibe to it. Johnny is this, and he's going to do that. And then he's going to do drugs, and he's going to die in the end.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right off the bat, I hear that, and that it's just so saccharine, and just like, I start clawing at my eyes. Oh, like, it just needs a little bit of that subtext, a little something, but it's not. It's just...
It goes, it goes to the minor key... for the guitar solo, which is clearly the guitar player going, I don't like doing a solo in a major key. I want to do it in E minor, because, I know when my fingers go on that one. Yeah. If you do it in major, I've got to learn. Don't. No, I'm sorry.
I'm going to play in E minor no matter what key you're in. So you might as well come to me, because I'm not going to you.
Yeah, right. It sounds so bad, though. Fuck off. Change the arrangement. Right.
It's like when James Brown used to want to play a piano solo. He's like, all right, we're going to D.
Yes.
I don't care what fucking key you're in. I'm the boss. I write the checks. We're going to D.
Yep.
It was awesome. Another reason why I loved him.
Yep.
That and finding his bandmates. Enough of that. And it's just, bad riffing. Just, every time he goes to do a vocal riff, he's just kind of like, I don't really... No commitment. It's not really, none of that kind of just, no.
Oh, this is another thing in the lyric that bugged me. If you listen to the wind, you can hear him sing.
You can hear him play. You can still hear him play. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, what, does the wind have auto-tunes? What? I mean, it just, if you listen to the wind, you know what? I fart. People have to listen to the wind. If you listen to the wind, How fucking lame is
you?
You're right.
Fuck you.
Bad analogies, bad
all over the place, just like phoned in. I mean, I guess it was all written in the booth, just like, all right, I'll write this line and sing it right after that, and then it's done.
I mean, to an extent, again, we go back to it was 75, so there is a level of lyrical evolution, but at the same time, I mean, you did have people like, I don't know, I'm not a big Dylan fan, but you know what? Pretty good lyricist.
Yeah.
Joan Baez, not a big fan. You know what? Pretty good lyricist. I don't know. Then there's this chick. What was her name? Oh yeah, Carole King.
All happened a long time ago.
Exactly.
Simon Garfunkel, Beatles, Queen. All of this has already happened.
Yeah.
Zeppelin. Like, steal from some literary person.
Right.
Steal, goddammit. I don't care. So he's, Robert Plant stole from Tolkien. I don't know. Steal from H.P. Lovecraft or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can hear it in the wind. Oh. Thanks for investing yourself in it, dude. Really good.
Fuck you.
Right?
You can hear me flipping you off in the wind.
But let's see what because Bad Company before that, Paul Rock, he was in Free. Right? Yeah.
Ugh.
Which was really sort of talking about the upcoming MP3 era.
I wouldn't pay for it.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, I listen to Free and I go, yeah, that's about right.
You're overselling it, brother.
Yes. Yeah. No, in fact, could you pay me to listen to this shit?
Yeah, that's coming. I got to do that song because that's another lyrical abortion. Just, God damn you. I could probably complain about the tones a little bit. They're very 70s. It's like there's some good stuff. Sometimes I'm kind of like, oh, it's kind of cool.
To me, it's
okay.
It struck me as very sort of like stock at the time.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
we're gonna stick mics here, and this is the way things sound these days. So we'll do it like this.
Yeah.
As compared to, I don't know. Again, you take a band like Queen, who were going, yeah, that's all well and good, and we like that. Reinventing and creating something amazing over here. Yeah.
They definitely just kind of went, we'll just do this, right? Yeah, that's what everyone does.
I will take you and your bass guitars and drums and raise you 5,000 vocal tracks.
Until the tape is invisible.
It's actually falling apart. I love that story.
Yes.
They're actually taking the tape to just preserve it, and it's literally falling apart.
It's frightening what they would have done with Pro Tools.
Oh my God.
It's just like...
Well, no, here's the only thing that I think the biggest downfall is that if they'd had Pro Tools...
They'd still be working on the first record.
Yeah. Not at the opera, wouldn't be done yet. Being like, in a bit. No, we're going to kick Boston's ass in terms of how long it takes to do a record.
Yes. And how many tracks we can put on.
Yeah, totally. But I think that's the only... No, God, could you imagine? I mean, really... I mean, Queen's been doing stuff and everything, but I mean, if you really think about what could a guy like Freddie Mercury have done with technology going where it's gone, and it wouldn't have been, at least I would like to think, it wouldn't have been an abuse of the technology. It would have been
not with them.
Yeah, how do I take this and create something out of it?
Yeah. I think, the end result in a lot of ways would be very similar, but what freedom he would have had doing it and, how he could have been more off the cuff and everything. And, they're so great. Brian's my goddamn hero.
Oh my God. Not the same year, but we have the same birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
July 19th.
That's amazing.
That is, I like to say that it's Brian's birthday, and I mean that literally and figuratively.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I mean, Queen is, God, it's one of those bands that I always go back to, and oftentimes I will go back and I listen to things, and I always feel like I'm rediscovering it.
Yeah, there's so much you can get out. That's one of the things that I like talking about in the show, is that's the kind of thing I need for music. needs to have those layers to where like I can listen to it and find something new.
I mean, you listen to a record like Night at the Opera.
Don't mind if I do.
From front to back, and there's not a bad track there.
Nope.
And everything is unbelievably unique and creative and different. And to me, that's one of the biggest things that I miss from most bands these days, even if I like them.
Right.
Is that, you know, by the time you're at track number 4 or 5, it's kind of the same song.
Exactly.
I like the song and it's really good, but there is no where is the I'm in love with my car?
Yeah. Yeah, like a tune where, you know, and Seaside Rendezvous and like,
right.
It's like, where did that come from? You know? Why are they writing vaudeville songs and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
But it's awesome. You know?
No, I mean, and to an extent, it's sort of an era. I mean, it definitely, it certainly touches on Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah,
that was so much of that same. But even, I mean, but then even you go to Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Uh-huh.
You know what? That's not the same song over and over again.
I think there's one thing that both of those have in common, right? Multiple songwriters within a band full of songwriters. Everyone in Queen wrote, right? Almost everyone Fleetwood Mac wrote.
Yep.
And so you would get these songs coming from the different people, and then all the other people would put their stuff into it, which would make it sound like a band. And that's really, you know, why those two bands are so amazing.
The only band that I can think of, and again, aside from Nine Inch Nails, because I'm just a sycophant, but Foo Fighters sometimes start to sort of get into that area where, you know, you'll listen to a complete record and it's got layers like that.
Yeah.
And even
knows how to be a rock band. So.
But the other thing is that although even if he doesn't necessarily do it completely on one record, then he'll do another record and it's like, well, this record sounds totally different than the last one.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's but other than that, where?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, no, not, or at least not to my attention. I'm sure there's something out there. That's, I think, kind of a great thing about the way it is now. There's kind of a good and bad to it, but one of the great thing is that I think that there's really good stuff that's out there that I haven't heard.
Mm-hmm.
And if I kind of work hard enough, I can probably find it.
Sure.
You know? And so...
Death Cab for Cutie is a pretty great band.
You like them?
Have you heard of the band Fantagram?
I've heard of the band. I don't think I've listened to the material yet.
Fantagram is really good.
I've got it like queued on my my Spotify.
Really good.
Yeah, they're opening for Muse over...
Muse, although my biggest complaint about Muse, they want to be Queen.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
On the other hand, I go, well, if you want to be a band,
so did a lot of bands I like.
Yeah,
you know,
but they're actually making an aim for it, and but I give them credit because they're doing a pretty good job. I think they're great.
3 dudes, man, 3 dudes.
Yeah,
and they're really popular, which is great. It's like to be doing what you're doing, to be kind of your own thing, and be so popular, like playing the Oracle Arena. That rules. You know, it's great when you see a band that's really cool that a lot of people like.
All right, so band I saw last night, the Winery Dogs.
Oh yeah, you like them?
Oh, yeah,
yeah. I like what's his Kotzen.
Kotzen.
Like great
player, and
great
aside from great player, great songwriter, and that guy can sing his ass off.
Really can.
Like. Serious, I can't remember the last time I heard a guy. He didn't sound like the record. He sounded better.
That's awesome.
My jaw was on the floor, and not only just in terms of execution, but the soul in it. That guy sang with so much.
That's the shit.
Oh yeah, it was like. Man, I don't care how high or low the note was or anything.
Right.
He sang everything.
Meaning it.
Totally. And then listening to songs, I've been listening to, they've only got two records out, and how he would just play with the melody, but it wasn't like when you're watching somebody on like The Voice or American Idol, where they're messing around with a melody line just to do a vocal exercise.
The soul yodelers, as I like to call
exactly. Or the soulless yodelers.
Hi-yo!
Yeah. He just like all of a sudden he'd be singing and you could see it. He just went, I want to go hit this note or go do this thing. And he just did it. And you went, oh my God. This is so...
We've kind of already done it, but one of my favorite parts of the show, a segment called This Song Fucking Jams. And this is the part where you talk about a song that you've been just jamming on lately that you're like, this is my jam, this is my fucking song, you know?
Wow. All right. So,
But it's a lot of pressure because you got to pick one.
Which is, I mean, blonde big tits. Those are easy to wait. Song. I'm sorry. All right. So interestingly enough, song that I've been, and for a couple of years, I've actually been jamming on. Not very guitar oriented, and no big shocker here. 9 Inch Nails, the song "Copy of A," which is the opening track on the last release, Hesitation Marks, and it's just, I don't know. I would describe it as a quintessential 9 Inch Nails kind of song.
I like those.
It's like you listen to it and there's parts of it you go, I've kind of heard Trent do this before, but it's like he refined it and made it better.
Yeah.
So it's a great hook and it's properly dissonant, but it's properly poppy at the same time. And it's a little bit abrasive, but not too much. It really strikes a great balance. And it's the other thing I love about it, it's a great opening track for a record.
That's such a big deal.
Yeah, it's like, this is like, it just hooks you and it makes you go, all right, what's after this? Because I have got to know.
Yeah.
I can't, there is no way that you can listen to that track and go,
nah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's like, what else you got? Which is one of the reasons why, I mean, on that last tour, he always opened with it because theatrically and visually, he created sort of a nucleus and built off of it. But then musically, it was the same thing. It's like, all right, it makes you buy in. You buy into whatever theme is going on. At least I do. And I'm just like, so that is currently my, that would be my track du jour.
Yeah, man, he does it all. He's so great. How he just can build a show and how he's a guy who doesn't matter if, he's got other people around him because he's, just.
Well, actually, I mean, he and Atticus Ross, they really do a lot of the stuff together. In fact, one of the best things that maybe even better than any 9 Inch Nails show that I've seen was the show that I saw him do with his side band, How to Destroy Angels.
Yeah.
With his wife singing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
And it was at a small theater down in beautiful Pomona. But they like said it was like an art installation. So there was no drummer, there was guitars and bass, but everything else was like electronic, and they had like screens set up around them. So it was this artistic presentation, and the lights were some of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. There was a thing,
always amazing lights,
because there were like, I don't know, different layers of light sheets that they had going throughout them. There was a point, there were like white dots it was done in such a way that it was 3D and it looked like the lights were coming off the stage.
Yeah.
And you just went, okay. I've never seen that.
That's amazing.
And then the music on it was a very complete artistic experience because it was the music and the lights and everything. It wasn't like, oh, there was a light show going on when the band played, or the band was playing and there were some cool lights. It was a thing. It was an event.
Yeah. The full package.
Oh, yeah.
full package. The do you call it the Disneyland the e-ticket?
Yes, it was. It was the e-ticket on steroids.
Yeah,
with a dose of blow and meth. But yeah, no. In fact, I was there with a buddy of mine, a guy named Stephen Cohn, a guitar player for a band called Oedipus and another band called JJXO, and we went and we literally kept on looking at each other, going, "What is this?" It's like I've never what I.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, we walked out of the going, what? Huh?
I got to figure out I guess I can't see it. It's over. It happened.
Oh well,
I missed it.
Well, actually, I mean, you can find a bunch. They played at Coachella that year,
right?
And there's a bunch of stuff online, and you can see it and you can hear it, and it'll
I want to be there.
It'll give you a taste of it, but it.
I want the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah.
I want a time machine.
And Trent's wife can sing her ass off. She's awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah. No.
What's her name?
Mariqueen.
That's a good name.
Yeah. No, I think she's Filipino. It's
gifted with names. Is that's his given name, right? Trent Reznor?
Yeah.
That is not fair.
Right?
It's just not fair. He's got talent. He's got this perfect name. He's got looks. I hate him, but I love him.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
No, so the band was him and his wife, and then Atticus Ross, who is also his writing partner for a lot of the Nine Inch Nails stuff, but also for the film soundtracks that they've been doing. And then Rob Sheridan, who was also who's sort of like his art director, who creates a lot of the visuals that you see for album covers or any number of things. So he was on there also. And what was interesting was that he was sort of controlling some of the visuals. And this has been part of the interesting thing that they've done over the years, over the last couple Nails tours, is that while they were playing music, they were also doing things on laptops and manipulating the visuals that were happening with the lights on stage live in the moment. So what you saw tonight isn't going to be the same thing you see tomorrow night. It's almost like musical and visual jazz improvisation. And I'm going, who else does that? Go ahead, find them. Let me know. I don't think they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do that.
Yeah, it's shit like that. And I go, okay, well,
maybe I should be an accountant.
Well, then you can improvise with numbers and then work for Goldman Sachs.
Yes,
anyway,
they put you in jail for that.
Which doesn't seem. Yes, it does.
yeah, that's right. So I've decided my tune. Have you heard of the Head and the Heart? They're like a little acoustic-y thing. They're kind of like I don't know what they're like, but I think it's mostly this guy and his girlfriend. I don't know the whole story. I haven't researched anything, so whatever. But mostly like acoustic guitar, some piano, some drums and stuff. Very kind of part of this. I think really part of this whole trend of the kind of acoustic music stuff. Lots of harmonies. They had the tune called Rivers and Roads. I think it might have ended up on a soundtrack somewhere. I don't know. A student brought it to me and just said, "Oh, I want to learn this song." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, cool." Oh, this song's kind of cool. And then I kept listening to it and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty awesome." It's just great. Like, it's got a sadness to it, but it's not super sad. It's got a longing to it. And melodically, just on point. It's great simplicity to it, but the beautiful thing of a simple song and a simple production is that it's got to be a strong song,
right?
And so it's a song, one of those songs where I'll wake up in the morning and it's already there.
That's cool.
That and that's what I'm always looking for. Is like, oh, what's that song that's already with me, and that I don't go, oh, fuck off. It's like, oh yeah, no, this is a good song. It's good. It's a good song to mope to. But it's not.
Wait, what a great name for a record! Songs to mope to.
Yeah. Oh man, we got to go back and write down
Depeche
some
Mode.
Yeah, pretty much.
No,
by me.
Actually, by The Cure. I'm so sad. I've got so much money and I'm so successful. Oh,
hey
no.
man, sad people need to spend money too. That's right.
Just don't complain about it, folks.
Well, isn't that the trappings of success? If you write music about being sad and then you become happy, then what are you going to write about?
Well, that's what if you're
I'm sad that I'm not sad anymore.
If you're an artist, you write about something happy.
But yeah, that's been one of my jams lately that I'm.
I want to hear it.
Yeah,
forward it to me. I would like to hear that. Yes.
Yeah, you know. So I think that covers all of our business in terms of Shooting Star and the show for today.
Well, cool. And just, for the record, just to make sure that we are absolutely on track, because we certainly had some tangents, I think it's really, really important that people that are listening to this know 100% and without doubt, don't even second guess it, don't rethink it, anything. Okay. The message here is fuck Paul Rodgers.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
So
right in the ass, right, and I don't mean knuckle deep. We're talking up to the elbow.
Up to the elbow.
Yeah.
So on behalf of Brian Crow, Paul Rodgers and Bad Company, this is Jeff calling back saying, "Don't let the man get you down."
Good night.